Welcome everybody, my name is Michael, and today we have a big day. We had Sam Bankman-Fried pleading not guilty. We'll go into that. We had another cryptocurrency scam, a gentleman who said essentially he gambled all the money of investors away at a casino, and a couple more stories alongside that. So it's a day full of pleasantry, but we also have a fun thing. It's Bitcoin's birthday. Bitcoin turned 14. So let's get into everything right now. So Sam Bankman-Fried was expected to plead not guilty. One thing you lose when you plead not guilty is if you're going to jail, any leniency the courts might have taken upon you has been thrown out the window. And now they're going to be seeking the maximum sentence they can get on you. They're going to throw the book at you. And there's one thing going against Sam, and that's the FBI and two high-ranking officials from his companies, Mr. Wing and Caroline Ellison, his ex-girlfriend. They were, after all, executives of a multi-billion-dollar corporation. That was, by outsiders, they're quoted as running like children, this corporation. So it wasn't a well-run operation, but nonetheless, these guys were mismanaging billions of dollars, and it was a serious operation. So with that, he pled not guilty to fraud charges because that was most likely the best choice for him. Some people might argue against that, but at this point, he has to do everything he can. He will pay his lawyers, and his lawyers will make a lot of money. He will do everything he can to get away. Now, most likely, he is facing some jail time. It's the question of how long. Is he going to be facing Bernie Madoff style 100 plus years, or will he get out after a couple? Will he have restitution to pay? And there's so many aspects of it that right now he pled not guilty, and his next court date is October 2nd. So he has right now a little bit of time. He has, what is that, 10 months? 7 months? It's January, 7 months. People keep saying 7. It's 10 months. He has 10 months of freedom. Well, the problem is these could be his last final 10 months, and he might go to prison forever, for the remainder of his life. Maybe he gets parole, but others are saying he might get out within a couple of years. Honestly, the best strategy would be to flee, but another piece of news came out, and some people are wondering, well, why didn't this come out earlier? And that's that a judge just froze Sam Bankman-Fried's access to FTX and Alameda funds. This was days after reports of him having $680,000 of funds transferred to a wallet that was a known wallet of his from a couple years ago. This was a previous video we made because of SushiSwap. And it was confirmed by SBF himself on Twitter. So maybe this was delayed because the people seeking these charges against SBF, the FBI, they're not able to, for whatever reason, catch up with everything. Or maybe it's because he has special privileges. We will never know. Now, the good news is today is Bitcoin's 14th birthday. Some fun facts for you. Bitcoin has been profitable for 3,750 days, or 83% of its existence. A total of 19,248,459.375 Bitcoin entered in circulation as of writing. And that was 13 hours ago, so this is a little bit more. More than 259,912 Bitcoin have been paid as transaction fees. And a large amount of Bitcoin have also been lost in the Ether space because people die, people misplace their funds and wallets, and that's just life. People forget. The average transaction time has been 7.39 minutes. Miners had a revenue of roughly $47,671,422,165. Quite a bit. The average cost per transaction has been $38.66. Bitcoin has reached over $1 trillion in market capitalization. The blockchain started growing exponentially somewhere around 2015 and currently has around 450 GB. In 2010, there was a Bitcoin exploit that shortly increased its supply to 184 billion coins. A little bit of fun trivia for you. So happy birthday to Bitcoin, because as of January 2nd, 14 years ago, 2009, my math, 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto has created Bitcoin. So congratulations. There's a lot of history with Bitcoin. There's always anniversaries of when it was first traded, when it first came out, when the white paper was released and all this. So it's always very exciting. Next year, the 15-year mark. That is huge. Crypto is still very, very young. And with that, the final story of the day, the founder of KlueCoin just quit while admitting he gambled all investors' funds away. So here is the little essay he wrote. There is no easy way to deliver this news, and this is by far one of the toughest messages I've ever had to deliver in my life. Over the last year, I got incredibly addicted to gambling. Every dollar I could find, I would put into it, into stake in hopes of winning big. Even when the big wins did happen, it wasn't enough. Eventually, I lost everything. In addition to my own life savings, I also responsibly, here's another one, irresponsibly used investor funds to try and get my money back from the casino, which was wrong for so many reasons. Obviously, that didn't go well because he lost all the money. To all of my friends, family, and everyone who believed in me, I'm so deeply sorry. There aren't any words to describe the level of shame and guilt I feel. I can no longer live in this dark world, and this is my attempt to break free. Whoa! This is taking a dark turn. I'm now completely broke, both financially and spiritually. My sense of trust in myself is compromised. I'm working with a help group to start the path to recovery. I will create a separate tweet, which will have next steps for each project I was involved with, including CLU, Xenia, Gridcraft, and Goobers. Okay, that's kind of a weird project name. I'm sorry that I betrayed your trust. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so anyways, dude, mishandled, misappropriated funds. Well, we know that story from somewhere. SBF. With that said, what do you think of this whole thing that's going on right now? It is a little bit of a crazy story, but I will be honestly shocked if SBF gets more than 10 years. And part of me still doesn't fully understand why these people, the white-collar criminals, whether you did commit the crime knowingly or unknowingly, why they're getting such massive penalties. And yes, there is a lot of trauma that happens afterwards. People have lost their entire life savings. However, again, comparing to other countries out there, serving 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 years of your life compared to 2 or 3 consecutive life sentences for, in what this case seems like, unless he's a total sociopath, it seems like he misappropriated funds and didn't really fully understand what he was doing. He was a very smart individual, but he also made a lot of silly mistakes. And for that, I don't know, part of me feels that it's wrong for him to get 115 years and people doing a witch hunt and saying, yes, he deserves to go down. Because in a way, I'm not sure if those are houses. Those look like apartments. That's kind of weird, right next to a bank. I just realized I'm kind of shouting. I don't know. I don't think those are apartments. That'd be kind of strange. Yes, let's shout. People are hoping and rooting that he gets life sentences and whatnot. And I don't wish that on anybody who didn't commit a nonviolent crime. Not to say that, there should be punishment. And yes, there should be restitution paid out and whatnot. But this is a topic for another day. But living abroad, it opened my eyes and seeing... I'm not a know-it-all and say, oh, yes, the entire system is corrupt and here's the solution to it. It's a very complex problem, and I'm nowhere near being an expert and able to say what the solution to that would be. But my thoughts are the system is corrupt, the system is broken, and at the end of the day, the taxpayer, us, we are footing the bill for some of these guys spending their entire life in jail where, again, in other countries, they probably serve a couple years. And again, if it's not violent crime, the most important thing is restitution being paid. These guys working, these guys being out there, and yes, being monitored and whatever, but actually paying back for the victims, because it makes more sense than actually paying for us footing the bill, for prison. So anyways, those are my thoughts. We'll see what happens in October. And even then, the courts will be slow, and it's going to take a couple months trial probably and whatever. So we'll find out next year. Anyways, have a good one. Take care. Alrighty, just wanted to thank everyone for watching tonight's video. Look at that, very spoopy, lots of fog everywhere. Hopefully you are having a great night, and I really appreciate you watching it. Have a good one, see you in the next one. Take care, bye.